exotic-looking, low-slung, fast cars, separated at high speeds by nothing more than these shiny steel bars. Pull on the gloves and get a grip. We're about to push the envelope. Yeah, Modifieds from Martinsville are next. Martinsville Speedway celebrating its 50th anniversary. Start today's NASCAR Featherlight Modified Tour Goodies Headache Powder 200. These cars are as much of the part of the lure and legend of Martinsville as the beautiful boxwoods that surround the track. The names that have visited Victory Lane read like a directory for a modified Hall of Fame. The pilots of these ground rockets indeed live by the grace of God and 600 horsepower. Hello, everyone. I'm Jerry Punch along with Benny Parsons, and for the first time since October of 1992, NASCAR's only open-wheel touring series, the Featherlight Modifieds, return home. It is a homecoming. They come back to Martinsville Speedway here in Virginia. Some of the names are the same: Hirschman, Tremano, Ruggiero, Stefanik, and others, but there are some young names up and coming. 32 cars will start. 48 were here to qualify, but enough about the names. Let's talk about the cars that I love to watch race. Benny, tell us about what they are.
Well, one thing, they're so fast. They have a lot of horsepower, about the same horsepower as the NASCAR Busch Series. 358 cubic inches. We see 12-to-1 compression ratio. Wheelbase 107 inches, and the car weight just 2,610 pounds, and that includes the driver. Although the weight fluctuates, that's the minimum weight. The weight will fluctuate because it's basically 6.8 pounds per cubic inch. You mix that with 15-inch tire, and they are absolute rocket ships around this racetrack.
Well, 16 rows are lined up on pit road, and that's where Bill Weber is standing by.
Say hello to the Mod Squad. 32 very fast cars. How fast? Well, the pole-winning speed, 98.5 miles an hour. Compare that to 94 miles an hour for the Winston Cup pole won here on Friday by Kenny Wallace. Last year, these guys ran 20 races, 8 different winners. One guy won 5 races. He also won 9 poles and had 13 top 5s, but he's not in the field. In fact, he's not even at the track. His success in this series earned him a ride driving for Dale Earnhardt in the Busch Series. That man is Steve Park. Other series champions like Mike McLaughlin and Jeff Fuller have also gone to the Busch Series. Today, these guys are looking for similar success at Martinsville. Now the command to begin today's race.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Field of 32 roars to life. Let's take a look at our Suzuki starting lineup. On the pole, his 7th career Tour pole. 42-year-old Eddie Flemke Jr. out of Southington, Connecticut, in the Mystique Motorsports Chevrolet. That's his qualifying time, 19.215 seconds. And a first-time visitor to Martinsville, Benny Parsons, Tommy Cravino, outside of row 1.
21-year-old Tommy Cravino, great qualifying run. We see the Pasture brothers, 3rd and 5th, and Jamie Tamano wedged in between. Ed Kennedy, Jan Leedy, Watts, Hirschman, Avery, Ruggiero, Fuller, Kent. George Kent been coming to Martinsville for many, many years. Stefanik crashed his car in practice this morning. This is a backup car. He will start 14th, and Connolly, with our onboard camera, will start 15th.
Stefanik starting a backup car from Chris Kopak. 16th through 30, you see Junior Miller, the Smart Tour champion from 1995. Tim Mangus, Mikey Winitsko, Satch Worley driving a backup car for Jan Leedy. Tim Airy, Gary Myers, last year's Smart Tour champion. Provisional starters from the Featherlight point standings: Jay Foley, Tony Ferranti, Chris Kopak, and S.J. Avancian. And the last 2 starters from the Bowman Gray Southern Modified points.
So Puddin Swisher, we've been watching him on Modified here on ESPN for several years. There's the 0 car, Ed Kennedy, who will start in 6th spot.
We told you 48 cars attempted to qualify, 32 will start. Take a look at those that missed the field. Foley, Bateman, Bergman will actually start the 00 car. Mike Ordway, Frank Fleming, Wade Cole, Terry Potrabowski, Bill Woods,
Woolley, Miller.
Krzyzewski, Bossino, Rose, and Taylor, some of the guys that just missed the field and came here. They checked in this morning, had an hour of practice from 9 until 10 o'clock. And, of course, then they qualified for 2 laps. And those are the ones that missed our in-car camera. That is Tim Connolly, the Endicott, New York driver, the Ralston Purina Tiny Cat Dodge.
And we were in 200 laps today. Pole speed, we saw that 19.21. That translates to 98.548 miles per hour. Almost 100 mile per hour average on this racetrack. $84,000 purse. Here's the rule. 4 tires under yellow is all they can change. Restarts, 1 for 100 laps. There'll be a double file restart. Lap cars on the inside or outside. I'm not sure. 101 to 200. It's a single file restart. And the 25 lap rule, the lap cars will start behind the lead lap. And yes, folks, you've been wanting it. The race will end under the green flag for the NASCAR Featherlight Modified Tour.
That's why at Thompson, Connecticut, in the Icebreaker, it's a 125 lap race, but they ran 131 laps last week before Rick Fuller could come home victorious up at Thompson. Our coverage continues from Martinsville later today. Following this race, the Allison Legacy Car Series, sort of the new thing in racing. Its 2nd year as a tour. We'll tell you all about that coming up at the conclusion of our Martinsville Modified coverage. And then 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, NASCAR Winston Cup Happy Hour. That final hour scramble. Organized chaos in the Winston Cup garage during tomorrow. 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, NASCAR Today. Double D, Dave Despain will be on hand on ESPN2 coverage. And at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, Bob Jenkins is back, and so are the Winston Cup cars at Martinsville. The 48th running of the Goodies Headache Powders 500-hour live flag-to-flag coverage coming up at 1 o'clock.
Cars slowly going around the racetrack. And these cars, just like the Winston Cup cars, it takes them a few laps to get these tires warmed up and to get a grip. So the first couple of laps, we'll see cars sideways, and probably we'll see some action these first couple of laps.
And there'll be so much action, we'll cover it from high above, courtesy of the fine folks at Pennzoil and our Pennzoil Copter Cam. High above the beautiful Martinsville Speedway. H. Clay Earls built this racetrack back in 1947. First race was September 7, 1947. They ran the first NASCAR sanctioned race at September 25th, 1949. And to the right side of your picture, there comes a train right down along that back stretch, headed south. See the campers and folks that have pulled in there. It's just part of the lore and legend of Martinsville, along with those outstanding hot dogs, Benny.
The 12 o'clock train's 2 hours late. There's Stefanik. We talked about him in that's a backup car, the 6 car. This is the first race since 1992, and the winner was that day, not Mike Stefanik. He crashed hard this morning in his own car. Had to go to backup, did not have one, so he borrowed a car from Chris Kopech and qualified in about 14 spots, so mighty impressive.
Boy, indeed, Stefanik, a 5-time winner here at Martinsville, including 3 victories coming in the spring. Glad to have you with us, Bill Weber, Benny Parsons, and Jerry Punch, bringing you NASCAR Featherlight Modified Tour action, NASCAR style from Martinsville. Green flag, fly.
Our booth literally shakes when these cars go down the front stretch. There we see 11 car, Eddie Klimke in front. Trevino, 17 in second. That's Charlie Pastriak in 5 and broken out third. And Tomeno taking a look on the inside. Dives down. Pastriak blocks that move.
That is Jamie the Jet Tomeno in the orange and white Remote car number 99. Former series champion back in 1990. Back behind him is Carl Pastriak.
There we see Hirschman, the defending champion. Then we'll go back to the lead. Oh, we've got a mix-up in down in 1, and all the cars, we got 3 or 4 going backwards, and several stopped, and one car. There's the 69 car, Junior Miller. Let's see if we can see what happened in this deal.
like Satch Worley's car number 20 gets into the side of the car number 60.
That's George Kent. And both those cars spin. And other cars come along. It doesn't look like there's a lot of damage. We see Junior Miller, the yellow car. And there the two cars are spinning. Looks like the might be even Iske in the 8 car. Oh, let's see what Tim Connolly saw with her on board. Ooh. He was the next car behind Satch Worley and even Iske.
Well, the Tiny Cat car made it through, but we're under caution for the first time here at Martinsville Speedway. Back with more live modified action after this. Coverage of the NASCAR Federalized Modified Tour Goodies Headache Powders 200 is being brought to you by Suzuki. Your Suzuki motorcycle and ATV dealer has the ride you've been waiting for and the financing to get it. By Haviland Formula 3 Motor Oil, add more life to your car. And by Daytona USA, the ultimate motorsports attraction. High atop Martinsville Speedway, working the first caution flag today, involving a number of cars, primarily 2 cars initiated it, bumping down in turns 1 and 2 between the car number 20 of Satch Worley and the Duke of Kent, George Kent, in the car number 60, the veteran out of Horseheads, New York.
And we see Ted Christopher, the 13 car, unable to get his car started. Looks like he has broken something in the suspension in the right front. Also the right rear tire, which you can obviously see, is flat.
And one guy had trouble before the race even started. In fact, his troubles began early today. Right, Bill Weber?
Well, that's right, Dr. Punch, and Benny alluded to it. About 9:30 this morning, Mike Stefanik had a heavy crash in this car, his primary car. Now, he did not bring a backup car. He did get one from Chris Kopech, but really, Kopech just brought that car in case they needed to salvage some parts from it. So, Stefanik's crew and Kopech's crew both went to work and basically had to rebuild the backup car that Kopech had brought so Stefanik could race it. The only laps he got in that car were the laps he got in qualifying, and he qualified 14th. They brought the car back in. They took off the springs and the shocks and put on Stefanik springs and shocks. He said the car's a little bit better. So far, so good. He started 14th up to 10th in the early laps.
All right, great story from Mike Stefanik as you see the car number 13 coming in.
Taking 2 wreckers to get the car off. We see the tires are flat. Also, the suspension broken in the front, so they had to have 2 wreckers to haul it off.
Ed Christopher's first visit to Martinsville will not be a good one. He ends the day early. Back with more green flag action after this. Green, 1 lap ago, restart lap 10. The caution lasting 6 laps. They are nose to tail out of turn 4.
And a double file restart, folks, is exactly as it says. All the cars are double file. What a great idea. It's a brand new race. Every time there's a caution flag. We can see some cars still on the outside. That's a 25 car, Jan Leedy.
How about the 6 car of Mike Stefanik from 14th to about, what, 7th?
He's 9th right now, 8th. This time across the line as he gets another position. Ooh, some contact between 82 of Watts and Leedy. That's a white car at the very end of on the right side of the screen is Rick Fuller. That's the younger brother of Jeff Fuller.
As they stretch out now a single file up the back. Let's check in once again with Bill Weber.
Well, Ted, it was unlucky number 13 today. What happened?
Somebody got spun around up there. We slowed down, hit from behind, and got put into it a little, pretty bad. Broke the rack, so we're done for the day.
You were talking all those guys involved, and you're the only guy that gets knocked out.
Yeah. I don't know, slow down, you get hit into it, and everybody else gets going. Just bad luck, that's all I get attributed to, like last week.
Okay, better luck next week.
Thanks.
All right, battle for the lead up front. Tommy Cravino. Side by side as Stefanik has now moved into 5th position, but they are side by side, wheel to wheel, Nerf bar to Nerf bar up front.
Cravino, and the car is owned by Bobby Fuller, another brother of Jeff Fuller. And Stefanik's going to try it on the outside as well. been 5 years since these cars were here, but Stefanik must remember something about Martinsville Speedway. Qualified in 14th, his first lap in that race car, and has worked his way up to 4th and trying to take 3rd from Charlie Pasture in the 5. And Crevino is losing a little ground. He's not giving up.
Now Mike Stefanik becomes a big Tommy Crevino fan. Says, okay, Tommy, go ahead and go by him on the outside. I'm right behind you. Car number 11 is Eddie Flemke Jr. The pole sitter has let this the drop of the green flag, but he has gotten a serious challenge and continues to get a challenge from the high side. The car number 17 of Tommy Crevino.
And you see those cars running side by side, and you think that is very dangerous because those tires can run into each other, run across each other, and send these cars soaring through the air. Well, that's true, but these cars do have what they call Nerf bars, bars on the outside of the car to keep, they would rub the tires before the tires meet each other.
Our NASCAR serial scoring by MCI on Mike Stefanik shows where he was on lap 3. Started 14th, he's already in 10th by lap 3, and 3rd right now, just past lap 17. There they are, single file up the back straightaway. The 10 car of Dan Avery. Behind him, Jan Leedy. They're in 7th and 8th spot.
Whoa, and the 82 car, Danny Watts, goes around off the corner wisely, or luckily. The car goes to the inside instead of coming back across the racetrack. Caution flag is out.
Watts was running in 10th position, or 11th spot, just behind the 21 car of Rick Fuller.
Here we are coming off the corner. We'll see that Danny Watts just hits the accelerator. There's the red car, 82, comes off. Around he goes, and Fuller hits the brakes and is able to avoid Watts as he spins.
Danny Watts, a regular at Riverhead Raceway, regular on Long Island, as he brings up the second caution flag today.
You see, it doesn't look like the tires are flat or anything, just around it goes. And luckily, that car did not drift back across the racetrack right in front of the entire field.
There's Danny Watts' car, none the worse for wear. After looping around, we'll come back and have more green flag modified action. It's a beautiful day here in Martinsville. Stay with us. Back to green a half a lap ago, and Crevino takes the lead coming out of turn 4.
Stefanik in the 6th car is on the move on the outside of Flemke. Flemke takes over that 2nd spot and sets his sights on the front. Ooh, almost spins. That's the same spot we saw Danny Watts spin just a couple of laps ago to bring out that last caution flag.
Side by side back in the pack, Jamie Camino in the car number 99 and the car number 8 along with him. That is Mike Iske.
Rick Fuller, 21, just follows this as they close in on the back bumper of Leavin, 25.
They are 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Leavin being shown in the 6th position. Iske now 7th, Camino 8th as he pulls down to the inside of Iske. He shot from high above Martinsville, courtesy of the Pennzoil copter can.
On the outside. These modifieds get to the outside group to work better here at Martinsville than their predecessors, the Winston Cup cars.
Rick Fuller in the car number 21. Winner of the season opener up in Thompson. Battle for the lead. Stefanik took a look to the inside, thought better of it. We'll take a look, another look off turn 4. Joined us, the driver of that car number 6, Mike Stefanik, wrecked his car in practice this morning, hit it a ton up in turn 4. As Bill Weber showed you earlier, the car heavily damaged, borrowed a car from Chris Kopech qualified in 14th in his first lap on the racetrack and has made a steady move to the front and now is battling for the lead here in the early laps.
And folks, I can't tell you how impressive that is that he takes someone's number 2 car. That's his number 2 car, not his primary car, and he's trying to take the lead just a few laps into the race.
There's Flemke back in 3rd. Charlie Pasture, car number 5 is 4th. 5th place, Carl Pasteryak, the black and white numeral car number 75.
Gianlini is in 6th. Battle we're seeing there is for the lead. White car is Trevino, the leader. Red car, Stefanik in 2nd. The dark blue or purple car is Flemke.
Car number 8 of Mikey Wadinsko, started back in 19th position. Take a look how he's made a progression. Lap 30 in 7th spot. At car number 8 last year driven by Steve Park, finished runner-up by just 12 points in the championship chase.
And behind him we see the 44 car Ruggiero just has gotten by the 99 of Tomeno. Meanwhile, that's the battle for 3rd spot down in the turn 1. And right now, Trevino is able to put a few car lengths on Stefanik. Oh, a car stalled right in the middle in the 3rd corner, and that will bring out the caution flag. 67 car Tim Wiggins out of Kernersville, North Carolina. What a terrible place to park. Wow.
Well, our field summary shows how they were running just before this caution flag came out for the 3rd time today here on lap 37. There's Tim Wiggins' car. Number 67 is Pontiac. Has come to rest, as Benny Parsons said, right against the curbing there entering turn 3. And that's exactly where everyone makes a move to dive down. Fortunately, they got caution out very quickly because that could have been disastrous.
And once again, Jerry, you got a lot of nerve calling out a Pontiac.
Well, it's supposed to be. It started as a Pontiac. Parts of it are Pontiac.
Parts of it are Pontiac.
But small parts. All right. Under caution for the 3rd time today at Martinsville Speedway. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Under caution for the 3rd time today. 21-year-old Tommy Crevino driving Bobby Fuller's Chevy Cavalier leads the way. There's our field summary showing you where your favorite drivers running in the top 15 along with where they started. That's the number in parenthesis.
And I talked about the double file restart. You just saw the cars. Look at them side by side. It's just like the start of a race again. This is really, really neat. The leader, Trevino, has Stefanik on his outside, and here they come. Lap
40. That caution flag lasting 3 laps, and Stefanik wastes little time. In fact, how about 100 yards taking the lead, and now pulls 3 car lengths over Crevino.
Carl Pasture in the 75, being a challenge on the outside.
We call them ground rockets. Now you know why. Over 100 miles an hour on these cars that weigh less than 3,000 pounds and have 600 horsepower.
There we see Leavin going by Eddie Flint here, pole sitter, and Rick Fuller goes by the pole sitter. And now Fuller tries to take a look on the inside of Jan Leavin.
That's for the 4th position. Fuller's the 21, Leavin is the 25. What's it look like from inside the race car? Let's take a look at it from Tim Connolly's viewpoint. There's Connolly in the car number 4 watching cars go by in his tidy cat Dodge.
That's Sam Russo on the outside of the grass cutter from New Jersey. And Russo blows by on the outside, and we got trouble down in turn 2. Once Danny Watts involved, the 82 car. And I didn't get the other number. It's a Pink Panther car, but I'm not sure.
Well, if you think they're skating around here, they're going to be skating tonight. How about NHL playoffs tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time? It's the Penguins and the Flyers. They face each other. They're cross-state rivals. Yeah, Lemieux leads the Penguins, Lindros of the Flyers. That's 7:30 p.m. tonight on ESPN. NHL playoff time, yeah.
I finally figured out who that other car involved was, S.J. Ivanshin.
S.J. having troubles.
He said to say hello to his wife, Carol. He came to Martinsville to race. She went to Hawaii on vacation.
Well, let's check in with Bill right quick. Bill?
Well, just a couple of notes. First of all, about our pole sitter, Flemke. His car is a little loose, so his crew told me he's just taking his time. He doesn't want to burn up the tires. Now, similar condition for the 6th car. Stefanik has come to the front. His car is also giving him a fight because it is also loose. In fact, his crew chief told me we're a little concerned that he might be using up the tires on his way to the front. Well, he's at the front now, and now they're trying to encourage him to ease back a little bit. You get one set of tires under caution. Those should come probably between lap 75 and lap 120. So you don't want to use them up before you need them.
And once again, back to the double file restart. Crivino, second place car, pulls up right beside Stefanik. Charlie Pasture will start in 3rd spot, and Satch Worley, the 20 car, is.
We're told that's a brake caliber problem. Excuse me, BP on Satch Worley's car. Satch Worley, a fan favorite here at Martinsville Speedway. Now, last time on the restart, the guy on the outside, which was Stefanik, had a little bit of an advantage. Seemed like his car came up to speed a little quicker, had more racetrack to use, and was able to pull away and take the lead. We'll see if Crivino gets the advantage. Nope. Not going to happen.
And Rick Fuller is up to 3rd spot, the white number 21.
Side by side for 4th. Still side by side back for 4th spot. Flemke on the high side. Charlie Pastriak down on the inside. There's our split fire snapshot on Mike Stefanik has led 6 laps, starting back in 14. Currently our leader. Driving the backup car for Chris Kopech.
And now finally Flemke is able to take that 3rd spot away and sets out after the leaders. And Pastriak and the Charlie Pastriak and the 5 car came up. Looked like he was going to challenge Fuller in 21. And now he's got his hands full of Iske on the outside.
That's for 5th position. The 5 is Pastriak. The 8 is Iske. Mike Iske, his first year with Shiba Racing. Jeff Fuller drove for Shiba back in the early years. Steve Park drove for him last year. We talked about that bright orange car number 8 on the outside.
Up the racetrack. Looks like Pastriak and the 5 had a chance to go on the inside. And once again, and Pastriak spins. Charlie spins, no caution. He gets it right and continues on, and no caution. He did lose several positions there. Steve 35, S.J. Ivanshin going by. Ken Maines behind him in the 1 car. Go back to the battle up front, minus Charlie Pastriak.
Show you again what happened to Charlie Pastriak a moment ago in turn 1.
Down in the corner, he's on the inside. Tried to get on the gas to drive up beside Fuller. On the gas just a little bit too hard, and around he goes. Charlie crashed last week, and Thompson hit another car. Guess who he hit? Yeah, you're right, his brother, Carl.
Of all the people to pick, you got to keep it out of the family. 146 laps to go.
Now Fuller slides up the racetrack. Iske looks on the inside. Can't quite make it.
Our split fire snapshot on Mikey Iske hasn't led a lap yet. Started back in 19, currently 5th overall. Was back in 21st position at one time. After the first lap due to heavy traffic.
back of that 21 car, and you think it's an ice cream bar. I checked, it's not. It's,
Imagine that.
It's beverages, soda pop.
That's the car owned by Art Berry. Rick Fuller is driving. Battle for 8th position. Reggie Ruggiero in the car number 44. The Mario Fiorio machine on the inside, just adjacent to the curb. And that is Carl Pasteryak behind him.
And 10, Dan Avery is on the outside of Reggie. And he gets a good, the 10 car Avery gets a good grip off the corner. Thought he had the position, but I was wrong. Ruggiero comes back on the inside. And this time he goes wide and forces Avery up the hill, take the spot away. And Carl Pasteryak says, I think I'll try this as well. That's Carl in the 75.
That would be for 9th position. Pasteryak takes 9th, moves Avery back into 10th.
And there goes Jan leading. Going by, taking the spot away from Ed Kennedy in 0. That puts him in 6th spot.
Well, we are 60 laps in. As we approach the halfway point, the Winston Cup regulars watch exciting modified action. Back with more of it for you in a moment. In Martinsville just a moment ago, a couple of cars getting into contact out of turn 2. That's the 88 car.
Sam Russo.
Sam Russo, and he can't go anywhere. He's being blocked by the car number 5 of Charlie Pasteryak. And Charlie was being shown in the top 5.
Looks like that he has got his right front, that Pasteryak has his right front tire under the rear bumper of Sam Russo. And so neither car can go anyplace.
That brings out the 5th caution flag of the day here in Martinsville in the early laps. 65 laps in of 200 lapper on this half-mile racetrack, and that's exactly how they have wedged in there. We'll see if we can show you exactly what might have happened.
Just some contact between the two. Russo stood on the gas trying his best to get the car to go in a 360 and continue on. Could not quite make it. Here's what Tim Connolly saw. Oh, this is before the crash. I'm sorry. We're going to see George Kent. I saw him go in the garage area just a moment ago, and we're going to see that he blew right in front of our onboard camera, carried by Tim Connolly.
Tough break for the Duke of Kent. He's done for the day as we go down to Bill Weber.
And the activity has begun here on pit road, and the 8 car, which has been marching through the field and up to 5th on the leaderboard, has pitted early. They're changing right side tires. Now they come around, they're going to change. Actually, they changed the right rear. Now it looks like they're going to change the left rear tire. So this, I would say this is early, Benny. Only left 66. Might be able to go the distance from here. Change the tires and send him back out. Looks like he got 2 right sides and the left rear on that stop.
You know, he was running 5th, too. It's really amazing that he would give up that much track position to make a pit stop this early on. And Bill is right. This is very early because he cannot change tires again. I guess he can put those used tires back on.
Well, the rule here is a little bit different than what we see in Busch Grand National and others. They're allowed 4 tires, but they can be any 4 tires. It's not one per position. So a lot of guys are talking about coming in and putting that right rear and a right front and left rear on, and maybe coming back in for that 4th tire, which will be another right rear, about lap 125 to 150.
That would be really taking a gamble on getting the stagger right, because these are bi-supply tires, and these modified have to depend on stagger to help set the car up to get around the corner. So changing one rear tire would really affect the stagger.
Riding along with Tim Connolly in the Ralston Purina Tidy Cat Dodge, as Mike Stefanik is our leader after 67 of 200 laps. Back with more in a moment. Stay with us. Back at beautiful Martinsville Speedway for exciting NASCAR Featherlight Modified Tour action. The Goodies Headache Powder 200. These shots from high above Martinsville, courtesy of the fine folks at Pennzoil and the Pennzoil Copter Can. You see those extra seats they put up in turns 3 and 4. Brings the seating to well over 70,000 here at Martinsville. Let's check in with Bill Weber.
And Charlie Pasteryak on pit road. He's got himself a fresh right front tire and a slow push, and he's back out on the racetrack. But it's been a disappointing last few laps. Just a few minutes ago, he was battling for 5th, and now he's been on pit road, spun around, been on the wall, and disappointment. 1 to go. Next time, bye, guys.
All right, we're going to tell you about some of the coverage coming up later today and the rest of the weekend. Our Allison Legacy Car Series action comes up following this Martinsville coverage of Modified. And, of course, later today, happy hour at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the Deuce. And, of course, tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the Deuce, NASCAR Today. Dave Despain and company on hand to bring you a preview. And Bob Jenkins is back for our live flag-to-flag coverage. Yeah, me and Weber, Kernan, Benny, Ned, Bob, 1 o'clock Eastern Time. The Goodings Headache Powder 500.
Well, the signal's been given, 1 to go, so you know what happens. For the next 30 laps, they'll go side by side. There's the flag. I think it's Bill Ryder, the flagman.
That's right, Billy Ryder. Wonder he didn't have little Ben Gay up there when he was flagging 48 modified cars this morning in practice and then qualifying. And now we've had 5 caution flags already in 70 laps. The season opener up at Thompson, Connecticut last Sunday, which Rick Fuller won, was slowed by caution 10 times for 44 laps, including what I was told was a wild crash involving over a dozen cars.
On the very first lap. And the Featherlight officials have told these drivers, the crew chiefs, to tell the drivers, we've been watching some that we don't like some of these restarts. We think some people are jumping, so you better be careful.
Restart here on lap 71. That caution out for 6 laps.
Oh, Corvino in the 17 gets sideways. He gets down the corner, but he saves it. Gets a good run off that corner, and he and the 6th Fennick make contact.
And Jan Leedy gets by Flemke for 3rd. Fennick, Corvino, Leedy now looking on the back of the car number 17. There's Flemke in 4th.
Oh, a little bit of contact between the 44, the 0, Kennedy, 44, Ruggiero. Reggie Ruggiero. And 10 is Dan Avery.
That is for 6th position. Ed Kennedy, the 0 car, is 5th. Avery is 6th. Ruggiero 7th. Pastriak, talking about Carl Pastriak, the 75 car. He is 8th. Tomeno is 9th.
Up front, we see that Flint, he's trying to get that 3rd spot back from Jan Leedy. On the restart, a couple laps ago, Leedy was able to get by. And there's another battle. Here comes Avery on the inside of Kennedy.
And that allows Ruggiero to get back up on the high side. Now Avery has a shot inside of Kennedy, but can't pull it off.
Up the hill this time and gets another good run. And this time Reggie said, that 0 went uphill too far. I think I better go on the inside. He does. Once again, Kennedy moves up the racetrack. And, oh, man. Oh, good job. I thought he was going by into the wall as last year's champion Hirschman goes by on the outside and tries to. Blue number 3 is Tony Hirschman, last year's Featherlight Modified champion. And there's our onboard camera, Tim Connolly.
Lenny Bowler, car number 3, the Hirschman that won the last 2 titles in. Just to the outside there as they battle side by side for 10th position. Connolly on the inside of Hirschman.
Gets the position.
Carl Pastriak is 9th. This car, Connolly, is 10th. And you're looking back on Tony Hirschman in 11th spot.
Just a moment ago, we came off the corner and the 75 car makes some contact. We almost made contact with the 0 car of Kennedy. Look, it looked like he was going directly into the wall, but he backed off, steered away from it.
Take a look from Tim Connolly's point of view. Watch in front of him. The 75 car get out of shape.
You see him back off and let the 75 car Pasture get back in line, and that's when the race battle started between he and Hirschman, and he's been able to get by Hirschman, and that's Tony right behind him in 11th spot. The 4 car we're riding with is in 10th.
23 cars remain on the lead lap. Last car on the lead lap is a car number 40. That is Pat Pontiac in his Chevrolet.
Conley turns under. Kennedy tries to get off the corner. Looks like it's hard to turn and get on the accelerator very hard all at the same time.
Tim Conley is a former Ithaca College quarterback. He led the Bombers to the 1990 Amos Alonso Stag Bowl, which we carry on ESPN. Now makes a move inside of Kennedy. A little bit of contact.
And he takes the spot away. So put Conley in 9th spot, Kennedy back to 10th.
And Benny Ed Kennedy in the car number 0 there. He commutes from Coppell, Texas. His nickname, the Frequent Flyer.
As Ruggiero goes on the inside of Avery, he will take that spot away, put him in 5th, and put Avery in the Prime Star car back to 6th.
Reggie Ruggiero, a 2-time winner of 250-lap modified races here in Martinsville. Driving for Mario Fiore. Will be your car number 44. Still single file. 85 of 200 laps are complete, and Mike Stefanik from all the way back in 14th spot in a backup car is our leader.
It's incredible. During our 40 million split fire celebration, you'll save $1 on every plug. Yes, $4 on 4, $6 on 6, $8 on 8. Save $1 on every split fire. It's incredible.
How I Spent My Summer Vacation by Matthew. For summer vacation, I usually get sunburned at the beach, get poison ivy camping out, or have to pose for silly pictures with a giant cartoon. But this summer, Mom and Dad let me have the time of my life at race camp. I got to spend 6 days at the Atlanta Motor Speedway living and learning just like a member of a real race team. At race camp, I learned about things like aerodynamics, suspensions, and how engines work. But the coolest part was I got to drive a half-scale race car and learn what it's like to be a real race driver. I even slept in a dorm that used to be the race car garage. I got to do things I never dreamed of at race camp.
Race Camp is a hands-on learning experience for kids aged 10 to 17 with sessions running every week during June, July, and August. For more information, call toll-free 1-888-RACE-KID today. Race Camp, not your same old summer camp.
Tomorrow, it's Martinsville, where Dale Jarrett goes bumper to bumper with the hard-driving Labonte brothers. Strap yourself in with ESPN's NASCAR Ride-Along program. Goodies Headache Powders 500, tomorrow at 1 on ESPN.
Back at Martinsville Speedway, 38-year-old Mike Stefanik is our leader in the car number 6. The Burnham Boilers sponsorship on his regular car, not apparent because he's driving a borrowed car. Car borrowed from Chris Kopech when his original car was involved in an accident early this morning. Let's check into the pits with Bill Weber.
Well, Doc, it's always good to be leading, but Stefanik's crew really wants him to stay in front. His car is so loose that if he's not in traffic, he's having trouble finding his line. Now the caution came out, guys. Caution on the track.
Pat DePonte has spun between 3 and 4. There he is in the 40 car, sitting there, waiting for the field to go by. Uh-oh, now what do I do? Uh-oh, he's going to be lapped. Too bad.
All right, with the caution on the speedway, now the field's slowing. Let's check back in once again with Bill Weber.
Well, a lot of activity down here on pit road, so you'll see most of these guys come in now working lap 94 on the leaderboard. Just a couple other things going on the 6 car. They're going to try and tighten him up, change the diagonal bite, and close up the stagger on the 6. Some smoke coming from the 11 car. They'll probably check that out when he pits. And also Fuller in the 21 has had a bad vibration most of the race. They're not exactly sure what it is. They think it may be the drive shaft. Now we'll watch for pit stops, guys, and it'll be very hectic down here, let me assure you.
Well, Well, indeed, there's Rick Fuller's car. You heard him talking about the vibration. He led wire to wire last week at Thompson, all 131 laps in the season opener, the first of 23 events. And now they come on the pit road. That's the entry road on the pit road. 35 miles an hour, led by Mike Stefanik.
And they got to be careful not to pass the pace car. That's one reason they're going so slow. They're on the inside. They're not behind the pace car, but they have to follow that car. Bill Weber.
And now we'll wait for Mike Stefanik to crawl down pit road. His crew is ready. The jack is out. All kinds of traffic down here as the leaders are on pit road. 95 laps on the board. They go around to the right side on Stefanik's car. You can see they don't use those jacks they use in the Winston Cup Series. Takes a while to get these guys up off the ground. They're going to make a spring or shock adjustment on the right front. Stefanik's got right side rear tire going on. Now they're going to come around and change the left front and the left rear. So he's going to have 4 fresh tires, it appears, here to go back out and try and finish this race. They're making an adjustment on the rear wing on Stefanik's car. He should have a pretty clear path out once they're finished with this pit stop. As you can see, it takes a while. This is not the lightning fast stop. Several other guys are going to beat him out. Baldwin's away. The 25 car off pit road. The 44 Ruggiero goes by, working on the left rear. Taking a long time. Stefanik shaking his fist, and now finally pulls away. That took longer than they had hoped.
Well, a lot of time on that left rear tire on Mike Stefanik's car. Now you see Hirschman pulling out the car number 3. There's on pit road. We told you.
And the 17 car, Jerry, gets left. The 17 of Cravino gets left, making the pit stop. Now the flagman gives him the signal to go. Oh, my goodness, what a tough, tough break for the young man who stood on the outside pole and was running in second. And his car won't start.
Now he gets the car up on the racetrack. Tommy Cravino, his first time here, and he will not forget that one. He was being shown in 3rd spot. And now, by virtue of a pit stop under caution, he is a lap down. Back with more exciting modified action from Martinsville Speedway in a moment. Restart lap 98, that caution flag lasting 4 laps. And Mikey Iske, who tuned 30 8 days ago, is our leader.
We saw him stop on about lap 75, 76, and we wondered how wise that was. Well, may have been very wise, because right now he is the leader of the race, but he's got about 25 more laps on his tires than does some of the cars who just stopped the last time. There we see Tommy Baldwin in the 7 car. He's made pit stops all afternoon trying to get his car sorted out, but right now is battling for the 6th spot with Stefanik and the 00 of Doug Meserve.
Baldwin, sponsored by Richmond International Raceway. That's where this NASCAR Featherlight Modified Tour will finish out the year in November. Their curtain call will be up at Richmond.
Right along with Tom Conley as he watches this battle between Baldwin and Stefanik. Stefanik is able to get by. Now Conley tries to do the same thing. The second red car up is Meserve.
There comes Reggie Ruggiero on the outside as you watch Stefanik move to the high side of Meserve.
I'm sorry, Jerry, that's Bergman in the 00 car. Oh, and Ruggiero almost spins up in the corner, but gets it back under control. I'll let you astray there. Doug Meserve usually drives that 00 car. He turned it over to Bergman, who failed to qualify this afternoon.
Right, David Bergman started the 00 out of New Homewood, Mass.
Back in turn 1 a moment ago, you ever see Cravino in 17 goes in the corner, and what in the world, 82 car bottomed out. Did you see that car jump off the ground? Wow.
Their part is lifted up. Here is Jan Leedy getting a challenge. Leedy in 4th position. Stefanik, the car number 6, back in 5th.
And here comes Stefanik on the inside. The 69 car, Junior Miller, is 3rd.
Yellow car of Miller Miller is third. The 6 car, Stefanik, is fourth. Make that leading. The 25 is fourth. Stefanik fifth.
We got a couple of cars spun down in the corner. There's a 07 car, Bert Marvin, and the 40 car of Pat DePonte has spun again. 07 is able to continue. He gets started, and so does DePonte, and they will not be lapped, I don't guess.
7th caution flag today. Then now the pace car moves out on the racetrack. Here's what happened down in turn 1 a moment ago.
Looks like DePonte goes in the corner and just spins around. The 07 of Marvin saw him sitting there. He locked the brakes up trying to avoid him, and he spun himself out.
All right, under caution at Martinsville Speedway. A lot of yellow flags being waved by that man right there, Billy Ryder. Back with more in a moment.
How I spent my summer vacation.
On pay-per-view.
This is a story about a little girl.
The best film version of a John Grisham novel.
Do you think he was crazy when he did it?
We have a duty to seek the truth with our hearts.
Sandra Bullock, Samuel L. Jackson, Matthew McConaughey, Kevin Spacey.
Do you think they deserve to die? Yes, they deserve to die.
An outstanding cast stirs an emotional firestorm.
I hope they burn in hell.
John Grisham's A Time to Kill. Powerful entertainment at home on pay-per-view.
Hi, I'm Kathy Smith. I've helped millions of people walk their way to better health. And now, I've got a great new way to melt away pounds and add years to your life. It's the AirTech Glider. You start with just 10 minutes a day. You could be enjoying a great aerobic workout with absolutely no impact.
Those other gliders can cost $299. But now, get Kathy Smith's AirTech Glider for just 4 easy payments of $29.95. You also get the AirTech workout video free.
Call 1-800-257-5700.
NHL tonight at 11:30, only on ESPN.
Restart lap 109, and what a scramble for second position.
That's Stefanik in the 6 on the outside. Rick Fuller on the inside, the 21. Both of them trying to get in that 3rd spot so they can try to get by Junior Miller in 69. Meanwhile, Iske still continues to lead.
Jan Leedy, he makes it a 4-car battle for the 2nd, 3rd, 4th spot. Here comes Tim Connolly making a 5-car battle in the car number 4, the Tidy Cat Dodge.
Here's Stefanik. He tried to dive under Junior Miller going in turn 3 that last lap. Could not quite make it. He's going to try it on the outside, or is this a fake? He gets him a great run. It was a fake. He gets him a run off the inside now. Does he have position? Yes, he does.
Manic takes the 2nd spot. Junior Miller hanging tough on the outside, the 3-time Bowman Gray champion. Now we'll try to hold off Rick Fuller, and Fuller will have the spot. Fuller takes 3rd. Here comes Leedy.
And Leedy will fall back in behind the 69 of Junior Miller.
Let's check in the pits once again with Bill Weber.
Well, Rick Fuller currently running 3rd on the track. Remember earlier in the race we talked about that vibration? Well, after that round of pit stops, I talked to his crew. That problem has basically gone away. So they feel the vibration was being caused by the tires or the way they had the tires on the car. So Fuller's vibration problem has gone away, and they're hopeful he can make another run to the front, maybe make it 2 wins in a row.
Side-by-side action. Jamie the Jet Tomato in the car number 99. Reggie Ruggiero in the 44.
17th car is Trevino, the outside pole sitter who lost a lap in the pits and is currently being shown in 18th spot, 1 lap down.
And a 00 car being shown in 9th position.
Dave Bergman.
This battle behind him is for 10th spot, which Ruggiero will take from Tomato.
fourth between the 4-car of Conley and 69 of Junior Miller, and Conley takes it with ease.
Less than 85 laps remain here in the Goodies Headache Powder 200. NASCAR Federline Modified Tour action.
17 car Trevino. He's a lap down, but continues to race hard for these guys. Car is Tony Ferranti. He is in 12th spot currently. Tough break for the kid in the 17 car. Was running very well, and in the pits, just a little slip up. A lap down now.
Meanwhile, back up front, Mike Iwanitsko, as one car pulls off the racetrack down in turn 2, he will head to the pits. There's Iwanitsko's car number 8. Take a look at our split fire snapshot on Iwanitsko. Started back in 19th position, has now led 24 laps. Dropped back to 21st on the first lap due to some traffic and congestion.
And right now is pulling away from Mike Stefanik. And the 14 car has spun up in the corner. Gary Myers. And that the caution flag is not out. Everyone is, oh, the caution flag is out. I'm sorry, I didn't see it. The flagman had it below his body. I did not see it. And I said, everyone is slowed down, but there's no caution. But yes, there is. The spin for Gary Myers.
Myers, a 1996 Southern Modified Auto Racing Tour champion. Smart Tour in the Southeast. Brings out the 8th caution flag of the day here at Martinsville. 121 laps are complete. So with a break in the action, why don't we check in with one of our ESPN track facts. Track facts are brought to you by Quaker State Motor Oil for a clean running engine.
Well, Jerry, as you well know, these modifieds used to be as famous for being as fast through the air as they are on the racetrack. These are open-wheel cars, and you get some of those open-wheel incidents in which the cars have a tendency to launch themselves off each other's tires. Well, thanks to this Nerf bar, you don't see that happen very much. A few years ago, they went from the single bar down here to a double bar that's been reinforced. It's on both sides of the car, and basically it helps keep the cars on the track after the tires rub. It's another safety measure that NASCAR found. They had it on the car. It was working. They found a way to improve it, a better way to keep these cars on the track, and allows them to race door to door, so to speak, close, tight racing, exciting racing, which has made the modified so popular.
All right, that's a great innovation over the years, as Nerf bars have made these cars much, much safer. It made the racing even better and the competition even keener. Well, the NFL draft action continues today on ESPN. It's continuing right now on ESPN until 7 o'clock tonight. Switches over to the Deuce from 7 until 10 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow on the Deuce. Again at 1 o'clock in the afternoon until 6 p.m. Boomer and all the guys covering the National Football League draft on both ESPN and ESPN2. And you can watch the bottom line on ESPN2, which will update you on who's being picked, what, and where. Lando Pace, #1 pick by St. Louis, and the picks continue as the laps click away here in Martinsville Speedway.
And true to the word, NASCAR starts these cars the last 100 laps in single file. There's the leader. The first red car is the leader. The battle for, there's back in position, back in the field. Flimke, the 11 cars in 7th place. We see the 44 Ruggiero, that is 8th, and 9th. Tommy Baldwin in 10th. No, that's 9th. The 10th place car, that's 17, is a lap down. There's the 10th place car of Jamie Tomeno.
Flemke and Ruggiero, a little bit of a bump there out of turn 4. Flemke, the 11 car. He was a pole sitter, Ruggiero in the 44, behind Junior Miller's car number 69.
And the 11 and 44, they're business partners. They work together all week to build in race cars. So I don't think we'll make see contact between those two guys.
At least they can fix them if they break them. Here's Jan Leedy's car number 25, getting a challenge from the car number 4.
Jim Conley.
That's the front 5 right there. You saw them come at you at over 100 miles an hour. There is Conley looking ahead to Leedy. In front of Leedy is the car 21 of Fuller. Then Stefanik and Iske. That's the 5 you see in line, first through 5th.
And here we go, battle for 6th spot between 69 of Junior Miller and Klimke. The 11 car was our pole sitter. He takes position away. Here comes Reggie in the 44. He'll take the spot away. So Junior lost 2 spots in 1 straightaway.
Less than 70 laps remain here at Martinsville Speedway. Top 10 left side of your screen. Tommy Baldwin being shown in 10th position. And here's the battle back for 11th spot.
Tony Hirschman in 3. Tony Ferranti in the 31 car. Hirschman takes us away, and here comes the 75 of Carl Pastriak. He'll try to take that spot away, and he will put him in 12th spot.
Hirschman, a 2-time national champion, having won twice in a row over Steve Park. There's Tony Ferranti, started back in 28th position, all the way to 12th spot in the car number 31 for Ferranti.
The 10 is Dan Avery, as he almost gets sideways, trying to take the spot away, go on the outside. And here comes Chris Kopeck in 16. That's the driver who loaned Stefanik his backup car to use today.
Kopeck being shown a lap down in 18th position. Not bad considering he started way back in the field in 29th spot.
Car is Sam Russo, 88. He is, I think, a couple laps down, 5 laps down, as a matter of fact. He was involved in this and over in turn 2.
There's a look at Kopeck's progression from 29 starting position up to 18. Although he is being shown a lap down, there are 2 cars a lap down. Kopeck and the car number 17 of Corvino. Corvino lost his lap in the pits on that pit stop under the caution. Here's Hirschman, just made a move past the car number 7 of Baldwin to take away the 10th spot.
There's Baldwin as he races with Carl Pastriak in 75. Carl goes by, takes the spot away. Here comes Tony Ferranti in 31.
Let's check in again with Bill Weber.
And Benny, that 31 car is in 13th spot, starting to lose a couple of positions. His left front tire is not flat, but it's low. Almost has been coming out of turn 4 by another car, but for that 31, left front tire definitely low. Having trouble holding on to the wheel. They don't want him to hit, but they may have to. You can see it as he goes by. Very low left front tire.
And Weber's pretty observant. See a left front tire flat as he goes by, and there's our leader.
Mike Iske trying to hold on for 60 more laps as some of NASCAR's finest watch and wait for their chance at happy hour later today. We'll be back in a moment.
Emptiness. Emptiness. How can I fill this empty void of emptiness?
It's not tricky. Eat something. Call me crazy, but I recommend the $4 Turkey Melt BLT Combo. Hot hand-carved turkey topped with maple sweet bacon and 4 ooey-gooey cheeses. A sandwich, side, and drink. Just $4. So get your $4 Turkey Melt BLT Combo today. Only at Boston Market.
Trust me, eating is a good thing.
Who's wearing cologne?
And in other news, police continue to search for kidnapped computer expert Clayton Rifkind. Mr. Rifkind is the best-selling author of How to Get Ahead in Business with Computers. Stay tuned for a detailed report after these messages.
Looking for a powerful business PC for just $23.99? Call now to own this Dell Dimension XPS, powered by a 200 megahertz Intel Pentium processor with MMX technology. It comes with 32 megs of SD RAM, a 512K cache, and this Trinitron monitor, a 4.3 gig hard drive, Microsoft Office, a 12x CD-ROM, and a 4 meg Matrox Millennium video card. According to the top 5 PC publications, Dell Dimension is the most awarded PC line of 1996. No wonder 80% of the Fortune 500 are Dell customers. Call to order your Dell Dimension XPS, powered by a 200 megahertz Intel Pentium processor with MMX. For just $23.99.
Thank you for calling Dell.
ESPN and NHRA are your ticket to all the action. Live on pay-per-view, the Pennzoil Nationals from Virginia, Sunday, April 27th, 10:30 to 6. Call your cable company or satellite provider and order now for just $14.95. Call now to catch all the action.
Our speed road coverage of the NASCAR Featherlight Modified Tour Goodies Headache Powder 200 being brought to you by Firestone, America's tire since 1900. And by the more than 1,525 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. Under caution for the 8th time today as Reggie Ruggiero is on pit road, but he was one of the cars that had a problem. We'll show you what happened.
There we see he is racing with Junior Miller. Junior Miller goes by on the 60 and the 69 car. Coming off turn 4. We'll go down in turn 1, and all of a sudden Reggie just goes around. We don't have any idea why. Jamie Tomeno goes on the inside, and watch. Whap! And the 3 car of Hirschman comes along with no place to go. Some heavy contact in the right front of his car. Bill Weber?
Well, Hirschman's down here behind the wall, frustrated, sitting in his car. Right front lower control arm is broken. They're going to see if they can't make some kind of repair here. They've also got the hood off the front of this car. You can see the work going on here, taking off the shock and the spring. And they're going to look at the right rear as well. They've got some problems back here. So he sits in the car, window net's still up, very frustrated. This will be a long stop, but they will try and get back out.
Two-time national champion Tony Hirschman behind the wall, anxiously awaiting for Lenny Bowler and the crew to get that car repaired and get back on the racetrack. We'll be back with more in a moment. Beautiful panoramic shot from high above historic Martinsville Speedway, courtesy of the fine folks at Pennzoil and our Pennzoil copter cam. Hovering over the racetrack, showing us this half-mile facility. 2 long straightaways, 2 tight turns, 12 degrees of banking isn't a lot. See those concrete strips on the inside, the light colors in the corners, that's concrete.
We see the southbound freight going. We saw the northbound freight come about an hour ago.
A lot of racing action to come your way from Martinsville. Following us in modified competition, the Allison Legacy Car Series. We'll show you a new series, sort of entry level, some fun racing fairly inexpensively. Later today, NASCAR Winston Cup Happy Hour, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the Deuce. And of course, tomorrow it all starts at 12:30. We will preview Winston Cup racing action with NASCAR today, and of course our live flag-to-flag coverage at 1 o'clock Eastern Time.
Now we see the flagman, Billy Ryder, getting ready to put this field back under green. Just 52 laps to go. I know for you Saturday night racers, 50 laps sounds like a long ways, but here in Martinsville, with these cars that get around in about 19 seconds, it won't take long.
Getting set for a restart. Just over 50 laps to go. Restart lap 149. That caution flag number 8 of the day lasted 5 laps.
And Leavin trying to go by on the outside. Can't quite make it. 21 car, Rick Fuller. Stick at 6 cars to Benny.
There's Connolly back in the 5th position right behind Jan Leavin. Go. Stefanik, Fuller, leading, Conley. That's the top 5. In comes Lemke right behind this car.
Takes a look, trying his best to figure out how he can get to the front. Adirondack, once again, a beverage company up north. Most of these cars are the northeastern part of the United States. Although there is cars similar to these that run around here called the Smart Southern Modified Tour. The NASCAR Featherlight, based out of New England.
Second stop on 23 race schedule this year. 20 events a year ago, 8 different winners.
These cars appear to be awfully close. Even Iske, we said, we wondered about his strategy of stopping early. Well, it looked to be a pretty good strategy because now he's in front. It looks like he wants to stay there. Comet literally pushes Leedy down the straightaway. Leading the 25 car, Conley in the 4.
Cars weigh less than 3,000 pounds. They're pushing 600 horsepower, and they come off that turn roaring down the straightaway at over 100 miles an hour.
Car that spun earlier, the 44 car, Reggie spun. The 17 car hit him. Reggie is trying to work his way back towards the front. He is currently in 13th spot. The 17 of Trevino is a lap down in 16th. Ferranti in 31 is 13th. I would guess that Trevino has probably bent the Bobby Fuller car just a little bit.
Cars have been to Martinsville 23 times since the inception of the series back in 1985. The touring series we're talking about. They came here for many, many years. Prior to that, you're watching the action. Ed Lemke Jr., who was our pole sitter, in the car number 11. He's in the 6th spot, holding off Jamie the Jet Tomeno, the 1990 Modified Series champion, back in 7th.
Pontiac in 75, and Junior Miller that's battling for the 9th position. 8th position, I'm sorry. Junior's in 8th, and Carl is in 9th. Tom Baldwin, the 7th car, is their 10th place car.
Tom Baldwin's son, Tom Baldwin Jr., is actually the crew chief on the Harry Vernier Winston Cup car, driven by Greg Sacker, assisting Lance Hooper this weekend. In fact, Baldwin drove that car at Greenville Pickens in a test earlier this week. You're watching Pasture, and Miller, 8th and 9th.
And there we see Baldwin battling Avery for 10th spot. Side by side in the corner, and Avery will seem to get the charge off the corner, and he will take the spot away.
And there's Reggie Ruggiero right behind Avery. He will shuffle Baldwin back to 11th spot, making 12th position.
And a battle for second place. Mike Stefanik in the 6th car, Rick Fuller in 21. Stefanik able to hold on. This is a new car to him. Not a new car. This is a strange car to him. It's a backup car from Chris Kopech's schedule. Stable. Stefanik crashed in practice this morning. Did not have a backup to use. Kopech loaned him this car. He qualified at 14th, his first lap on the racetrack, and is currently running in 2nd spot. But, as I said, a strange car to him. He may not have the chassis exactly right. And trying to hold on Rick Fuller may be a pretty tough chore.
Rick Fuller, who led wire to wire in the icebreaker at Thompson, Connecticut last week, led all 131 laps in the Art Berry car number 21. Split fire snapshot on Mike Stefanik, former two-time national champion. Started back in 14, as you heard Benny say, all the way to second in a backup car. In fact, led early on. Let's check in with Bill Weber.
And Jerry and Benny, the six, really being challenged for that second position, and Stefanik just told his crew a few laps ago he is loose from the center of the turn off. And if you watch that, as he comes out of 4, you can almost see it. He's desperately trying to hold on to that position, but his car is loose from the center off. Now the 21 looking to make up some ground. Lost a little bit on that lap, but he'll close it up here in a second.
You would think that all these cars are getting just a little bit loose as they come off the corner because they got 600 horsepower. They only weigh about 2,400 without the driver, and the acceleration is just incredible. And it's easy to spin these tires, even though they're 15 inches wide. They spin easily, and we can see that Stefanik, in trying to hold off the 21 car, is actually closing in on the 8 car of Iske, who has about 25 laps more on his tires than the 6 car does.
And as you saw a moment ago, Mike Iske passed the Tony Hirschman car, which is back on the racetrack as the laps are winding down. Here's a former modified ace, Brett Bodine, watching. Hope you are too. Back in a moment.
I cannot live another day without air conditioning.
Says tomorrow's going to be hotter.
Hotter?
Like yesterday.
Yesterday? Yesterday you said you'd call Sears.
I'll call today.
You call now.
I'll call now.
Now's the time to save on Sears installed central air conditioning. Get 0% finance charge, no billing, and no payments until June with the Sears Charge Home Improvement Plan. Call now for a free in-home estimate on a Kenmore air conditioning system. State-of-the-art engineering means greater energy efficiency. A new Kenmore could save 10 to 44% on your annual cooling costs. In time, even pay for itself. Sears also offers fast emergency installation, a 5-year warranty on parts and labor, plus our satisfaction guarantee. And you know Sears will be there to back it up. Get 0% finance charge, no billing, no payments until June. Offer ends March 31st, so call now and save with Sears.
So what's the paper say about tomorrow?
Another scorcher.
Cool.
Psychologically speaking, the NHL playoffs can be a therapeutic period in a player's life, an opportunity to work through one's issues, to find a quiet place to sit and reflect, to reach out to those around one, to ponder what is good, and ultimately, to reach one's lifelong goal. The Stanley Cup playoffs on ESPN2. Something to contemplate.
Back at Martinsville Speedway, closing laps, battles all over the racetrack. Junior Miller in the 69 car trying to hold off Pasture, who gets a challenge now from Avery, who will take the spot away. We're talking about 9th position on the racetrack. That is 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th on your screen.
And Baldwin now in the 7th takes a look, see if he can get by the 75 of Pasture. And Ferranti is back there as well.
Ferranti's car number 31 being shown back in 12th position.
Meanwhile, the lead is exactly as it was as we watch this. And Avery tries to get on the inside of the Junior Miller car. Can't quite do it. And Junior Miller in the yellow car. Avery in the red car.
Wondering what happened to Jamie the Jet Tomato, who was having a good run earlier, being shown in the top 5 or 6. Here's what happened a moment ago during the commercial break.
He comes off the corner, going down the backstretch, and something happens. Oh, gave up the ghost. Looks like the engine gave up the ghost. I saw him on pit road a moment ago, and so he is out for the day. And there we see him pushing the car back to the back pit area. There's Jamie Tomato.
40-year-old driver, been modified racing for 21 years. Junior Miller's car number 69. And the car number 10 of Avery, Dan Avery, out of Somers, Connecticut. That's 8th and 9th. Well, Bill Weber has caught up with Jamie Tomato. Let's check in with Bill.
Well, you've had better days. I know you're disappointed. What happened?
Something happened to the motor, unfortunately. The Birthday Boy Spring ICI Colors car was running really good. I was just biding my time. I don't know if I could have won won, but I would have been in the thick of that top 5 when this thing was over. But that's the way it goes.
Okay, good luck next time.
Thank you very much.
Boy, those modifieds are slipping and sliding around this racetrack. Avery goes up, gets him some green racetrack to try to get a grip, and he tries to accelerate off and get a run on Junior Miller. Almost worked. Let's see if he can try that again. He'll go up. Now turn the thing, tried it. At that time, he didn't get enough grip off the corner, had to fall back.
Less than 20 laps to go. In fact, it'll be 17 to go this time by. As you watch this battle for 8th position, 69 car is 8th. The 10 car is 9th. The 75 is 10th.
Reggie Ruggiero in the 44 trying to get by the Eddie Plimke car. That would put him in 6th spot.
Show you the serial on Reggie Ruggiero. After he spun back on lap 149, he's back in 14th spot. Gradually picked him up, and he picks off Eddie Plimke now to take that spot away. 182, he was 7th, and now he is in 6th position. 45-year-old veteran of modified racing for 28 years. Two-time winner here at Martinsville Speedway.
And here we go, Pastriak in the 75. He's trying to get by Avery in the 10. And Avery, meanwhile, trying to get by Junior Miller. This is a great battle. It's for 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. All these cars racing for position.
There are only 12 cars on the lead lap, and these are the last cars on the lap. They know they are for position with now less than 15 laps remaining. 14 to go. Iwanitsko, Stefanik, Fuller, Leedy, and Conley. As you watch this battle back here, Junior Miller, Avery, and Carl Pastriak.
Avery tries again to drive in on the outside and get a run off the corner, but meanwhile, when he does that, Pastriak tries to get on the inside of him.
Summary showing where your favorite driver is running, where they started today. Iwanitsko started back in 19th spot.
Here's a battle for the 5th spot. Reggie Ruggiero on the outside trying to take it away from Tim Conley. Going down in the first corner. Can Conley hold him off? I don't think so.
Well, since Ruggiero spun, he has been coming like a rocket toward the front. Former two-time most popular driver in the Nascar Federal Modified Tour back in the late 80s. Driving for Mario Fiore. They've been together for about 20 years, off and on. Now he is in 5th position.
Slip and slide, and the battle still rages. There we see the battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Well, just a moment off to go off turn 2. Avery in the 10 car slipped up very high and let Pastriak under him, and now it slips up again, and Pastriak has a shot, but now he slips.
This is a great battle. Avery's going to try it on the outside of Junior Miller. He cannot get alongside to get position going down in the corner to make the 69 car stay on the bottom of the racetrack. Baldwin's trying to challenge the 75, Carl Pastriak. Next time by, Iske will be given a signal, 5 laps to go. And look at Avery. He's got a great run this time. Can he make it? Looks like he can. Yes, he will. Take that spot away.
the 7th position. Make that the 8th spot for Dan Avery. Now Miller in jeopardy of losing the 9th spot to Pasture, and he's lost it. There's Tommy Baldwin, the car number 7, his Pontiac back behind Miller. Baldwin in 11th spot, Miller in 10th. 69 is the 10th place car. The 7th car is 11th. 3 laps to go here at Martinsville. Mike Iwanitzko has not won on the Featherlight Tour since 1995 when he won 4 times. He was winless a year ago. There he is.
2 laps to go for Iwanitzko. And here comes Stefanik. He is right behind him. Coming this time, the white flag.
White flag this time by Billy Ryder waves the white.
And there's some heavy traffic in front, but I think, fortunately for Iwanitzko, they'll not catch it as he goes to turn 3. The checkered flag is just a short distance away.
Out of turn 4, 30-year-old Mike Iwanitzko takes the checkered flag at Martinsville, his 2nd Martinsville win. He won back in the spring 1989. And for Scott Banzel and the Shiva Racing Chevrolet team, indeed, they have a right to celebrate.
And here comes a battle. They're still racing.
That's for 10th position, so Miller will take the 10th spot, Baldwin 11th, and in 12th position, the last car on the lead lap was the car number 31. That's the efforts of Tony Ferrante. We'll come back and talk to Mike Iwanitzko, who had a great run today. He's the winner at Martinsville. Back in a moment.
How I spent my summer vacation.
No stunt doubles. No safety nets. No problem. A one-man stunt team comes crashing home on pay-per-view. Jackie Chan is back with more incredible action. You are never going to see action movie stunts like this again. Order Super Cop on pay-per-view. Non-stop excitement comes home the easy way.
Accomplish the dream. You still have to take it to that next level. I'm going to be, anticipating that phone call, and when it happens, I'm not sure how we'll respond. Yeah, I'm going to be sitting on draft day watching the draft on ESPN.
Well, the Goodies Headache Powder 200 is history here at Martinsville Speedway, and good crowd on hand to watch exciting NASCAR modified action. Beautiful shots from high above this facility, courtesy of the fine folks at Pennzoil and our Pennzoil Copter Cam.
Well, Iwanitzko's had more trouble getting in victory lane than he had all day driving the 200 laps. Like to never made it in. He finally did get in there and took a cold drink of water.
There's Mike Iwanitzko. Let's go down to Bill Weber in victory lane.
Well, Mike Iwanitzko is here sitting in his car getting a cold sip of Gatorade, and pretty soon he'll be climbing out and celebrating his 2nd career victory here at Martinsville. He's going to unbuckle the straps, takes off the wheel, trying to relax and catch his breath a little bit after certainly an exciting 200-lap modified event here at the Martinsville Speedway. Now he's getting ready to climb out. And it's not easy, folks.
Well, I'm glad I don't have to get out of that thing, Bill.
I was thinking the same thing, Benny, but I wasn't going to say it, pal. So that's what those Nerf bars are for. They help these big guys get out of these small cars. And a big celebration. Peter Jasper, his crew chief, and the rest of his guys. Mike, first of all, congratulations. A great race for you.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, it went really smooth. We were going good on the first set of tires, and we came in. Peter, the crew chief, he had the pit strategy to come in early. I sort of wanted to stay out. I'm glad I listened to him. came in, just rode around until everybody else pitted, got a spot up in the front, and the car was perfect.
So you were concerned about pitting early. You didn't want to come in.
No, my crew chief sort of talked me into it, and that was the call of the day.
I know this is a big win for you. The guys that finished second and third are pretty talented drivers.
Yeah, you know, I was worried about Mike and Ricky back there, just trying to run a smooth race and stay out front. And the car, I mean, the smoother I went, the more we seemed to pull away from them. And I see Michael coming on a little bit at the end. We got a little tight in the middle, and thought the lap cars coming up. I just hope we didn't make it to the lap cars by the time, you know, and the checker came out, and here we are in victory lane.
Well, they are all big for you, but I know this means a lot. National TV audience looking in today.
Yeah, you know, it seemed like every time we had national TV or it was an important weekend, you know, we always have bad luck. I'm just glad to be in victory lane. There's a lot of people I got to thank. I'd like to thank Scott Banzel for giving me the chance to drive this potent car. Sunoco, Universal Welding, John Lucas Savage, Goodyear Tires, they were the way to go today. Pro Shocks, and that's about it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, the young man who turned 30 years of age 8 days ago celebrates in style at Victory Lane in a homecoming for the NASCAR Federal Modified Tour. They have missed him here for a long time. October 1992, the last time the Mod Squad was here, and the local folks indeed are happy to have him back. Welcome back, Mod Squad, and congratulations, Mikey Wienisko in Victory Lane. More from Martinsville in a moment.
When Quaker State sponsored Jeff Gordon finished first at the Daytona 500, maybe it was luck. And maybe when Quaker State teammate Terry Labonte came in second, it was just another good day at the track. But with Quaker State's Ricky Craven coming in third, you just have to wonder, is there something special in this team's blood or in their engines? Quaker State, the quality the Hendricks Racing Team demands, the quality your car deserves. Quaker State, a clean sweep at Daytona.
Spin, your inside source for the fast-changing worlds of music, entertainment, fashion, and more. Catch the May issue where Aerosmith is back in the saddle with an exclusive interview about the new album that almost didn't happen. Plus, Pittsburgh Penguins brash...
The Gulf Pontiac was going real good today, and we had a rim break about lap 140, and I had a pit and put 2 tires on because I got wrecked when I spun around because the rim broke, and ended up coming back from the back. We didn't catch a caution. I had to make up all the field on green laps, and brought it home 5th. I was very happy with that.
Okay, Reggie comes home 5th today.
Well, for Bill Weber, Benny Parsons, and Jerry Punch, I congratulate Mikey Wienisko on winning at Martinsville. Great modified racing. Just a taste of what you'll see this weekend here on ESPN from Martinsville. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.